Welcome everyone. 61st episode today, and you are at the IoT Happy Hour made by Balena. And today we have a guest, well, two guests maybe.
Two.
Here.
It looks like two of them down there.
It's me
exactly.
And this guy. Oops.
Who's this guy?
Wait, who's that guy in the back behind you, bro?
I don't know his name, but he's one of those minions from the movie.
But they have names? They have different names?
Yeah, they must have names, I think. I don't know.
I need to watch the movie. My daughter is too young to understand any, so I still have a couple of years before I know.
That's too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine they have names. If anybody knows, put the names in chat. I don't know.
Exactly. Please do it.
But welcome everyone's IoT Happy Hour. And today we are going to be talking about how to extend your Wi-Fi range using our good friend, the Raspberry Pi. So I kind of started thinking about this during the week. My wife started saying, hey, we should have some people over in the backyard. And I started thinking, it's summertime, people are grilling, barbecuing. Maybe you've got some pool parties or whatnot, and you want to, put some Wi-Fi back there. So I thought, well, we've got a project for that. Let's show how to build it.
Absolutely.
Eureka.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another option. Well, I did this last year actually, but this is a fun use case as well for extending the Wi-Fi back there. We have an Amazon Fire Stick, and it has an HDMI output, and we have one of those projectors that can project onto, normally onto a wall or a screen, but we have this pop-up one that you can build and put in the backyard. So we were able to hook up the Fire Stick to the projector and then project onto the screen and watch a movie in the backyard. So that's pretty awesome, except there was no Wi-Fi in the backyard. So I set up... So I set up
But you
a
have
Raspberry.
long HDMI cables, right?
The Fire Stick goes straight into the projector.
Yeah.
So instead of running a 200-foot Ethernet cord out there or a 200-foot HDMI cable out there,
with a female.
what I did was I took a Pi, used Tomas's project that he's going to talk about today. We'll all talk about and build. And I placed the Pi inside the house, right at the back of the house, just to broadcast out to the backyard. And then we could watch a movie. I don't know what we watched. The kids watched something. It was like
Minions.
Transylvania. It was Minions. No.
Minions.
It was Transylvania something. I don't know. But it worked perfect. So I thought,
David, we have a question from the audience.
Success.
Already?
Yeah. In Arizona, you can grill on the concrete?
That is correct, Jorge. That is correct.
Yeah.
You can cook all of your meals out in your driveway or on the road or on top of a
outdoors.
car. Yes, you can fry eggs. You could make a steak, a hamburger. Yeah, no problem. You just cook right on the street. He's right.
I think Jorge is from Texas. Is based in Texas. Probably he also can grill on the concrete.
He's familiar with the
he knows how to do it. He's familiar.
If you have any recipe, share. All right.
Take a picture next time I do it.
So maybe we do a tiny introduction of who we are now that we introduce a topic, and then we jump into the most favorite part of the IoT Happy Hour in the history, right? What's on your desk? But
absolutely.
I'm Mark, developer advocate at Balena, based in Europe, in Barcelona, and here.
Where am I? Over here. David, developer advocate based in Arizona, in the middle of the desert. Special guest down below us. Two guests.
Tomas, based in Argentina. I'm a hardware hacker at Balena. I think this is my 5th or 4th time here.
Yeah,
I've been a couple of times.
It could be, yeah.
So thanks for having me.
No, thanks for coming.
Exactly, and for making awesome projects.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Today, before doing anything, please, David, you keep your elephant blocked somewhere else on the. Oh, I have the tiny impression that anything is gonna work today, Thomas. But yeah,
I also have. Well, I have my lucky alligator up here also.
what?
I did not say my prayers, so.
The elephant didn't work last week.
The elephant did not work last week, but I got the alligator this week. I think we're okay.
Let's bring out the whole zoo.
All right. Before getting into the what's on your desk, let me share my screen because Balena is still hiring, and maybe you can join Balena, or maybe you know someone who can join Balena. So let me share my screen, change the logo to the right. Oh, maybe we can explain.
Hold on a minute.
What's
that right there on your screen?
Yeah, I was Googling balena EtcherPro because there are some fresh news that EtcherPro got the CE certification and getting into other certifications, FCCs and so on. So yeah, probably soon we will be able to start shipping the first EtcherPro. So if you need to flash multiple SD cards, USB sticks, or complete modules. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Complete modules. You still can pre-order EtcherPros directly from this website. We can share maybe the URL.
Let me grab the URL to it and drop it.
Maybe if you want to help on EtcherPro or on other topics.
Oops, that is the Twitter URL. That's strange.
Maybe you can join.
But there we go. Nice. All right. Anything new on there this week, Mark? I don't.
Nothing new, actually. We are still looking for a new fleet reliability engineer and a full stack engineer for developer tools to help all of our customers with fleets of devices connected. We are searching technical sales leads in America and EMEA, and site reliability engineers in EMEA and America as well. And if you don't fit in any of these, you can design your own role as Thomas did, right? Some time ago.
I did.
So
and we pay serious attention to that. So yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not there just to have something out there. I mean, many folks have joined.
And actually today, probably most of the people in the audience know, but as we are a full remote company, we have what we call donut calls. So randomly we meet up some people every week to chat and to have a coffee and a donut pause. And today, one of the people who joined the donut call she's a new balenista. And she joined because she saw a message on Instagram about Balena.
Really?
Wow, that's
nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's super cool.
That's a new one for me.
Instagram that's a new one. I haven't heard.
LinkedIn.
So if you have Instagram, follow Balena.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram then. That's the first I've heard of that one. So that's really, really, really cool.
All right, so time to jump into what's on your desk.
Yeah, now, Tomas, do you want to sing for us? Or would you prefer that we go with the recorded version of Chris?
I am going to go with the recording. Yeah, okay. You don't want to hear me sing.
Okay, all right.
And David, in Thomas is based in Argentina. It's winter there. I don't know if he prefers the Christmas jingle or
that's perfect. Is it Christmas in Argentina right now? It's Christmas in July?
Christmas. Yeah.
Is it Christmas in Argentina? Yeah. Okay.
Santa's coming.
Santa is coming.
Anytime now.
Right.
Anytime.
Yeah. I was wondering why you were wearing a hoodie. Now that's right. I forgot about the fact you're in the Southern
I don't see him, but
you don't see him?
He's due.
He should be due. Let me see. July. What's today? The 17th? No, today's the 16th. Yeah. Okay, he'll be there in 9 days. July 25th is when everybody knows he arrives in
24th
Argentina.
night.
Yeah, go. Let's do the Christmas one. You got it, Mark?
What's on your desk?
This is the best one.
Never gets old.
Never.
All right. Well, who's
going first?
Yeah, who's going first?
Teacher.
I'll tell you what. Mine is sort of mostly relevant to the discussion at hand, so I want to go last.
I want to go first, if that's okay for you.
Yep.
I want to tell you why. It's because last week I failed live on the IoT Happy Hour because of your elephant. So I prepared everything to show. Wait a sec, sorry.
Blame my elephant.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
So finally, I got my Raspberry Pi with
Hold on, I'm going to zoom in on you, Mark. Hold on, I'm going to make that one.
Yeah,
please. I got it. Okay, there we go.
This is my Pi with the LoRa concentrator, the Rack 2287.
Right.
With the Things Stack, basic station service, a bunch of databases, but as well with the connector block, InfluxDB, and dashboard block. So
all
that
on
means,
that Pi?
Exactly. That means that from this LoRa device, that it's a Heltec CubeCell with a BME 280,
yeah,
I'm sending temperature, humidity, pressure to the basic stations through LoRa radio, then to the Things Stack that it's locally on the device, and finally to the to the Telegraph, InfluxDB, and Grafana. So I'm going to show you in a second that it works, but I also wanted to show that this is all working with a solar panel.
Nice.
Solar charge controller that it's charging the battery.
Yeah, I can see it charging.
I have a battery here that I need to solder.
No. Just tape it. Tape it on there. Use some black electrical tape.
So I need to say thank you to Jorge, who is in the chat, who helped me to set up all of these. And now I'm gonna share with you I'm gonna share the camera.
So basically, this is an expensive and complicated temperature sensor.
Yeah, but this is way more fun.
Wait a sec. Let me share the Grafana.
Oh, yes.
That shows, thanks to the Balena Labs team, I have this up and running, and it works.
Yeah.
The temperature is in Celsius, right?
It's in Celsius, correct, yeah. And the humidity in percentage.
Yeah, he's in the northern hemisphere. That is not in Fahrenheit.
Exactly.
So winter is coming.
A week later
now. I don't know if the stuff I have on my desk is worthy to show after.
No. We don't stand a chance after that.
Tomas, I had to show this last week, so it's a week later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's okay.
Very cool. That is awesome stuff. All right, Tomas, you want to go?
Yep. So most of the stuff I have currently is 3D printed stuff. Got a couple of minis.
Hold on. Yep. Let's make him larger. Okay, there we go. Okay, some mini figures.
Like a mini figures for a friend. I got a tiny Subaru Impreza for another friend.
The smallest Impreza I've ever seen.
It's for a board game.
Monopoly?
And I have these. That's interesting.
Whoa. What is that?
What do you think this is?
You want to put a display on the
an
the wall, or what is
that?
So I bought a server rack, a small server rack, and this is like a front panel for the server rack. And the idea is that
2U chassis.
Exactly. And then I can get 3D print like Raspberry Pi like cases, and they slot in the racks, and they sit nice and tidy. and I can have a bunch of them, like a Raspberry Pi 4, 3, 2, 1,
Yeah,
0.
I've seen those types of projects before. There's a couple of those on Thingiverse.
Yeah, actually, I got this one from Thingiverse.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat because, like, it's many times I have like several Pis online here at my desk, and it's a mess. And I figured,
that's
okay,
convenient.
I need to do something.
Yeah,
I need to do something about it.
We have a question from Jorge, actually.
Are you a Subaru fan? No, I'm not. I'm actually not a car person, so I can't say I'm a fan of any car. But this one is for a friend that he is a Subaru fan. So close enough.
Yep.
And other than that, I have regular Raspberry Pi stuff. A bunch of.
Do you have an EtcherPro yet?
Oh no, I wish I had one. Some
Oh,
screws.
wait, hold on.
I just
Nice.
Screw kit. Yeah, you gotta have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this inserts for
that's
like screwing stuff into 3D printed. Yeah. So been doing a lot of 3D printing and prototyping lately. So
what 3D printer do you have, Thomas?
I have an Ender. What's it called? Ender Pro V2 3 something. I don't know. They have this very complex nomenclature. Ender 3 version 2. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Marketing department.
Cool.
David, all yours.
All right, my turn, and we'll roll straight from mine into this project build. First things first, though, to show you is, Mark, I saw your solar charge controller. I really like it. I've got the same one. Just arrived this week. I'm still waiting on the solar panel to show up. And while I was at it, I thought, okay, if we're going to go outdoors, probably detect some vehicles or some wildlife of some sort. It recommended, it recommended this to me, which is a night vision Raspberry Pi camera. So these are infrared, and they're called, the Raspberry Pi Foundation sells one of their own as well, called No IR. So there's no infrared filter on the lens, apparently. I don't know too much about it, but we're going to do some, look for some javelinas at night with this thing.
I have a similar one.
Walking around. Yeah.
But I bought it on AliExpress. Where did you buy it? Or you buy it like a year ago on
yeah, I got it on AliExpress. I placed the order 8 months ago. It just arrived. No. So anyways, we'll see. I don't know what we'll do with it exactly yet, but I figure it was cheap enough. So David's asking, what am I going to do? I have no idea. I'm going to stick it outside and see what we can find. Those work great. I set those up as baby monitor with Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Jorge. Yeah, that is a good idea. Keep an eye on the kids. So anyways, I don't actually know how to use it yet, but we'll find out. So stay tuned for that in the coming weeks. But then also on my desk, let me switch over to Blurry Cam real quickly. And because the topic of the day is nice and blurry. This one back here is okay. So the topic of the day is going to be extending our Wi-Fi coverage. And this is actually, I gave some use cases at the top of the hour, but is also relevant for folks who have dead zones in their house with their Wi-Fi router. And I'm one of them. So the room I'm in right now is at the very, very front of the house. This home office is the very furthest room at the front of the house. And sure enough, internet comes into the house at the back. And so the router, the Wi-Fi thing, sits at the very back of the house. and it's upstairs on the second floor. Now, this house was built with Ethernet cabling in the walls. So some, not all, but some of the rooms have Ethernet jacks on the wall. But from where I am right now, I can't get Wi-Fi on any of my devices that don't specifically have Wi-Fi antennas built in. So my Jetson Nano, for example, when I want to work on my Nano, I have to use a USB Wi-Fi dongle like one of these little things. And they're easy enough. You just pop them in and you're supposed to get Wi-Fi. Except the antenna on this thing is so small, it's not strong enough to pick up the signal from my router all the way at the back of the house. So it doesn't do me any good. So I have to keep on my desk with me good old-fashioned Ethernet cable, which is...
you have to buy a long one.
Well, so like I said, this house has Ethernet in the walls, and this room has an Ethernet jack. So there's a patch panel at the back of the house that I have connected to the router itself, and internet comes out literally right here. The other end of this is in my wall jack in this room. Similarly, my Intel NUC that I have been working on the past couple weeks. This NUC in particular is brand new 11th gen. Our Balena OS image does not support yet this Ethernet jack. The devices team is working on it. It'll be released shortly, and we'll be able to support the 11th gen NUC. No problem. So in the meantime, I have to add Wi-Fi via USB. But again, like I said, it won't work. It doesn't reach. So take that out, plug in a USB to Ethernet adapter, and this is how I have to get my NUC online for the moment. Now again, this is in progress. It'll be
this is
properly
Amazon richer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So all said and done, the only thing in this room that I am in right now that can pick up Wi-Fi is the laptop that I am speaking to you on right now, or devices that have onboard Wi-Fi with enough circuitry to, enough built-in antenna range or reach to pick up. And so sometimes the Pis will connect, sometimes they won't. But what I want to do specifically for this room is add Wi-Fi to it. So we're going to build it in just a moment, but the idea here is going to be that using this project that Tomas and I will go through is take a Pi, this is a Pi 3A, and use it as a repeater. I'll place this somewhere in the middle of the house. It'll pick up the Wi-Fi from the back of the house and then blast it forward to the front of the house, doubling up on my range. So then hopefully any of my other devices like my Jetson or my NUC, when I have its tiny little USB Wi-Fi adapter in the front of it, will be able to get online without that Ethernet cable hanging off my desk. So that's the goal for the day.
Yep, sounds good.
I think
just please don't use the SD card that you have on camera. Looks
this
like a very cheap one.
It is a cheap one. It was the cheapest one I could get. It will melt and die probably within a few days. All right, so let's bring my camera back. Yeah, it's definitely.
You know what?
On
on season 3 of IoT Happy Hour, we need to start digging about SD cards. And how to solve these problems or detect these problems and help people.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's the goal. So Tomas, if you want to talk us through a little bit about let me do screen share. I have the blog post up on my screen. I'll drop it into chat for folks to check out as well. And if you want to walk us through that a little bit, I think that would be a good baseline understanding then of the project. Let me share screen.
You want to share? There is
bringing it up right
image.
here.
Are you sharing your screen?
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. So if you scroll down a bit, I think there is a nice diagram. Yeah, that one. So first things first. This is not to be confused with Wi-Fi Connect, which I believe you guys had an episode a few weeks back. Wi-Fi Connect allows you to connect the device you have it deployed on to an existing Wi-Fi network. This is different. This allows you to create your own Wi-Fi network so other devices can join and share an existing internet connection. So they are Wi-Fi utilities both, but slightly different. And the Wi-Fi repeater project, which is the one we are here for today, has two modes or ways of operating. One is the one described below, which is what you would expect from a Wi-Fi repeater. It's a device that grabs a Wi-Fi signal and repeats it with more strength, right? So you grab a signal, repeat. You're basically extending the area of coverage. To do that, we will be using Raspberry Pis, but I know this works with some other devices too. But let's focus on the Pis. The Pis have a built-in Wi-Fi chip. They have only one. So if you want to grab a Wi-Fi signal and rebroadcast it, you will need an additional Wi-Fi chip. So that's why you will need one of these if you want to do the repeater stuff. USB Wi-Fi dongles.
Yep. Looks like
they're fairly cheap. I think they are like $8 or $9 on Amazon or something. If you are grabbing one, grab a TP-Link or a good quality one, because they are not so cheap. Like as I said, it's $10 versus maybe $1 or $2 for a cheap one.
I've got a couple of real cheap ones here, and they are pretty
it's
bad.
worth it. If you can go for the good quality.
What could go wrong? I mean,
what could possibly go wrong?
Data.
Yeah, your repeater will end up having less range than the original.
It'll block the signal.
Who knows? So basically in repeater mode, your device connects to a Wi-Fi router, your existing router, and then it will use the other interface, the USB Wi-Fi dongle, to create a new Wi-Fi network. So then, if you have a smartphone or a the Fire Stick or a Chromecast or whatever, you can connect to the network that the Pi created, and the Pi will make sure that you get internet access everywhere. So that's a repeater, and that's where basically the name of the project came from, because it's a Wi-Fi repeater / extender. But you can also use this project to turn the Raspberry Pi into an access point. And what we mean with access point is turn a wired connection into a wireless one. So if you plug an Ethernet cord, say from a switch or from your router even into the Pi, you can then use the onboard Wi-Fi chipset on the Pi to broadcast that signal. So you're turning a wired connection into a wireless, and that's similar to what Wi-Fi routers do. Wi-Fi routers do a lot of other stuff, but basically, yeah, if you're this can come in handy if you're, I don't know, in a hotel room and like the Wi-Fi is pretty bad because you're on floor, I don't know, 20th or something, and they don't have good infrastructure. Most hotels still have like wired Ethernet cord, so you can plug this in and then have a wireless network to where you can connect your phone or computer. So again, two different use cases. They are related and similar in a way, so you can do both with the same project.
You have a story behind in the project, Thomas, or not? You just wanted to do this project?
I wish I could come up with something creative. But no, the story is I wanted to play with DBus. So this project works. This is a JavaScript TypeScript project that it uses DBus to talk to a network manager that's running on the Balena OS host. So you have this container that uses DBus to talk to that and apply whatever network configuration needs to apply. So it will send DBus commands to create a wireless network with the password that you want. So I wanted to learn about DBus and network manager, so I thought it was a good idea.
I think it's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a bit boring, but
no, that's interesting though that it supports both of those modes. And as I think about this more, I have Ethernet in here. It comes out of the wall. The wall is patched up to the patch panel. It comes out the other end into the router. I was going to stick this Pi somewhere in the middle of the house, but really if all I care about is this room that I am in, I could actually use that access point methodology and just tuck the Pi right on the back wall back there and get Wi-Fi into this room.
And the way the project works is it will, like when it starts up, it will list the wireless interfaces it has, and if it detects that you have a USB dongle, it will set itself into repeater mode. If there is no Wi-Fi dongle, it will default to the access point. So you don't even need to configure it. If you put the dongle, it will work as a repeater. If you take it away, access point. So that's handy too.
That's pretty neat. All right. Well,
we have a question from Amy.
Oh, go ahead.
But I'm sure that Thomas already explained that. But can you have a repeater plus Wi-Fi infrastructure mode running at the same time on the same network card?
I am not sure, to be honest. I don't know enough about the infra mode, to be honest. I need to follow up. This is where we need Zahari.
Yeah, Zahari would know.
I do know that the Wi-Fi chipset on the Pi 4 has a bit more capabilities than previous versions. And don't quote me on this, but I think you can do dual band Wi-Fi on the 4. The project doesn't support that, but there is room for improving and investigating a bit more.
PRs are welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, infra mode is now normal mode. Okay, I think it's in theory it's possible with the hardware. It's not possible with the project at the moment. I've seen some posts in the Raspberry Pi forums where they claim that you can use the same card for both, but I haven't tried, and it's for sure it's not built into the project. Yep.
All right. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's see this thing in action. I found a slightly better SD card while you were speaking. About a SanDisk. Is that one good? Can we go with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the Extreme Pro, but I can tolerate
it's just Ultra. It just says SanDisk Ultra. So hopefully it does all right. But I'm going to pop that into my SD card reader. All right. First thing we need to do, you've already got a full tutorial written here in the blog post. You could, of course, do a git clone and balena push on the project, and we've shown that in the past many times, so I'm not going to get into that particular piece of it right here, but I'm actually going to choose the easy way and hit the button. So I'm just going to click deploy with balena. Easy enough.
I want to add a slight disclaimer here.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's if you use deploy with balena.
Okay.
Let me fast forward a bit. If you want to use the project in repeater mode, that means that your device has to connect to your Wi-Fi network. So you need to provide the credentials. If you use the deploy with balena, you exactly. That was my.
Yeah.
That was my.
Go on. Go on.
So you need to add items there, and if you go to the documentation, the environment variables are called Wi-Fi _SSID and Wi-Fi _password. There, the second table. Yeah. Yep. So AP SSID and AP password are the credentials on the network link for the new wireless network that will be created for you, and Wi-Fi is your actual Wi-Fi network from where you will be getting internet access.
I think for purposes of the demonstration, and based on the fact that we were talking about just simply extending the reach, I'm not going to use the Ethernet right now. Let's go with the use case of just grabbing and relaying. So I will not need the Wi-Fi SSID and password, right? In that case, I just need...
No, you will.
Oh, I will. Hold on a minute. So
if you want to connect to your Wi-Fi and
but wait a minute.
Extend
I did this, when I tested this yesterday, I placed the Pi in the middle of the house.
Yeah.
I used this one. And I did not provide those device variables. How did I do that then?
Then what I guess happened is that the device will boot up. It will create a network for you, a Wi-Fi network, but it won't have internet access. Did you test that?
That's did not.
Probably what happened.
Okay. All right. That explains that then. All right. Yeah. So let's add this. And we'll come over here.
So now we are going to see your password of the Wi-Fi.
I already set up. Don't even worry about it. I already set up a secondary one just for this purposes. Wait a minute. Wait. Value. Yeah. And a password. Although, you know what I could do? Maybe I could just plug it into the Ethernet anyway. Maybe we should try it. Wonder what would happen. But it's all right. No problem. I set one up exactly for this. Where did we go?
Nice.
Yeah, security.
Yep, there you go. We're good.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are.
Application
Now we've got
created.
the application created. We'll give this a moment, and we should start to see the containers building
Built. Yep.
in the cloud. While that process
Don't touch
kicks
the
off,
elephant.
yeah, don't touch the elephant.
There it goes.
Yeah,
There it goes.
Okay, let's add a device. I'll choose a Pi 4, and I think I'll go with our current OS. Now, do I need to provide the same credentials here? Yes.
Yes, this is maybe a bit confusing. These credentials are for the device to connect to Balena Cloud and grab the application, download the containers. Once the containers are downloaded and they kick in, like they will like take over, if you will.
Yep. Perfect. All right, so that's downloading. That might take a moment. And why is this going so slow? Because
maybe it's maybe I can mention that we explained these different modes, but Alex Bucknell from Balena created another mode that it's if you are connected, if you're repeating the signal via Wi-Fi, how to provide this signal with Ethernet to a device. Okay, you have a Wi-Fi repeater, but you want to provide the signal with Ethernet, and actually he made a gist. Sorry.
Like an inverse access point.
Exactly the inverse of the access point.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Because we talked like some month ago about that. Probably you don't remember, and actually he created a network manager config for sharing Wi-Fi over Ethernet. I haven't tested this, but yeah, I share it on the chat because
maybe I can add it to the project somehow.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you're sharing the screen if you want to show this, and we can.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just about to.
Oh, cool. Etcher.
Yeah, I just need to.
Just drag and drop.
Oops.
Drop the image on balenaHub.
Hold on. Wi-Fi repeater. Where is it? Pi 3, Pi 4. Here we go. Target. Flash. Then I'll get a prompt for credentials. And that SD card is flashing. All right, hold on. I'll pull my screen share back off. What were you going to share? What were you talking about? Alex's?
Oh, he already shared.
Oh, got it. I see it in the chat now. Yep.
I want to share while your device downloads.
Yep.
There we go. So the thing when you're playing with Wi-Fi interface and creating networks, there is a possibility that you might get locked out of your device. And by locked out, I mean disconnected from the Wi-Fi network at your home. Let's say the credentials, the Wi-Fi _ password, you inputted the wrong password. It will attempt to connect to the network, but it will fail. And there are other scenarios where this can happen. Like the device is not connected to the internet, so you cannot troubleshoot it via the dashboard, Balena Cloud's dashboard. So in order to make this easier to troubleshoot, what I did was I added a diagnostics into the project, where the project can detect a few like common problems that might occur, or the most common errors you might encounter. And depending on what the error was, it will create a series of patterns with the blinking LED on the board, like the little activity LED LED here in the top right corner.
Yep.
So if you deploy the project and you go to your Pi and you see it's doing like, I don't know, 4 blinks, then the problem is most likely what it's described here. Wi-Fi credentials are not provided, for instance, and the solution is obviously you need to provide the credentials. This does, I mean, if you get locked out of the device, you may have to go back and plug it via an Ethernet cable or something,
Right.
in order to have it to configure it properly. In the future, a better solution to this could be like use something like Wi-Fi Connect. So let's say David, you configure the device to work at your home, but then you want to bring the device to your parents' home or whatever, and you don't have time to go into the dashboard and pre-configure it. So you grab the device, you go to your parents' home, and then it doesn't work because it's trying to connect to your network. So currently there is no easy way to fix that other than plug in an Ethernet cord and go from there. So yeah, in the future maybe we can have some sort of like using Wi-Fi Connect, have a UI where you can select whatever Wi-Fi network you want to connect to.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Wi-Fi
PR is welcome.
Yeah,
exactly. We need to talk about how people can contribute to this project.
Yeah.
Actually.
So while you were covering that, Tomas, the SD card finished flashing, and I powered on the Pi, as you can see there. And bringing back to my screen, it is downloading the project, the container.
We have questions if you want.
Getting there. Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
So AB is asking, when we repeat the Wi-Fi signal, does the speed have any effect?
Like you won't get any differences in speed in terms of like your download speeds, and I assume you don't have a fields connection. Like if you have a gigabit Wi-Fi network and your provider gives you a gigabit of internet, then yeah, probably the Pi cannot handle that throughput. But for most models, like the bottleneck probably won't be the Raspberry Pi, but the amount of bandwidth you get from your provider. The Pi, it is a limited device in the sense that it's not designed to be a router. So I don't think it can handle properly like 10 or 20 devices being connected to it via Wi-Fi. To be honest, we didn't stress test this. The most I think I did was like 4 or 5 devices, 1 or 2 of them playing like Netflix or YouTube, and it works. But yeah, and I mean, if you need that type of if you have that type of use case in mind, then you definitely need to get something more powerful, or maybe even an actual router or repeater.
Right.
And the other question is, does a repeater device run a DHCP server, or if it's given left with the master router? No, it does create a brand new network and subnet, so it will give you IP addresses on a new range. Yeah.
All right. Well, while you were answering that, you can see on it, you can see the USB adapter also has a green LED right there. Yeah, you can see it. So you can see that it's doing something. let me switch my camera. Well, actually, I don't know if we need the camera so much as the screen share. And let me stop that, share this, share. Now, how am I going to do this? Let's move this over to here.
Yeah, how are you going to test this?
Yeah, well, we're not going to actually... I'm going to
Last time with the mobile phone from Tomas, we had some problems.
Yeah, this isn't going to work. I guess the best I can do is going to be... Let's see here. I see Ernest.
You're going to have another Pi
comment.
Connected.
Yeah, I might not be able to, but let's do this. All right, share screen. Let's do entire screen one, share. So I can see it here. Ooh, it's just went away in the list. See, even down here, because I'm too far away, oh, there it's back. So you can see it right here, Wi-Fi repeater. But I don't want to click on this because I'm going to definitely drop. StreamYard is going to... Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah,
but why don't you get the Pi 3A that you have on your table and connect it to Wi-Fi repeater and deploy a project meanwhile? Makes sense?
No, I'm not following you. Do what now?
I don't know, connect something else on your laptop to this network.
Connect my phone.
Your phone, maybe? Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, it won't show up, but let's see here. We may have to just suffice to say that I now have a network by the name of Wi-Fi repeater that I did not have previously in here.
You need a USB Wi-Fi dongle on your laptop to test with Ernest, say to you. Tomas, I know that this project, it's not 100%, it's welcoming collaboration from the community.
Yeah.
So let us know what can be, how people can help on this project.
Yeah. So we have, I only just noticed today, we have a couple of PRs open for, one of them is to add a passwordless access, access point. So create the idea is that then the Wi-Fi network you create has no password, so it's not protected. And the other is so you can select which channel and Wi-Fi band the network is in. So that's an example of like fairly simple but pretty useful changes. And then if you go into the issues tracker on GitHub, there are a few. I think most notably is currently the Wi-Fi network that's created is using WPA as like a security algorithm. And that's not the most secure algorithm in the world. I think under the right circumstances, it can be hacked. So an improvement to that could be to use WPA2. That's a lot more secure, and it's slightly more complicated because you need to interact not only with Network Manager over DBus, but with other services, host services. So that's the reason I didn't initially add support for this. But yeah, this I think is the most, or at least the feature I would most like to have in the future. So yeah, other than that, you can feel free to.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, my question was going towards the direction of, do you think this project is going to become a Balena block at some point? Or what do you think about that?
It's a possibility, definitely. Like one possibility is like we could split. If this were to be converted into a block, what I would do is I would split the two modes into two different blocks, if you will. Maybe we can add the inverse access point 1, 2. But yeah, for sure, it could be. And the other thing is, this project does not play nicely with Wi-Fi Connect at the moment, because both projects use Network Manager over DVAS, and if you deploy both projects on the same device, they start fighting for control of Network Manager, and that doesn't end up well. You will end up with a device that's not connected to any network, and that's not good. So yeah, in order to convert this to a block, we need to make sure that's compatible with Wi-Fi Connect. So yeah, that's another avenue of future development.
So you can have, for example, Wi-Fi repeater with Balena sound, for example, together, right? Yeah.
You can combine this with pretty much any other project or block that we have. It's the only one that's different is the Wi-Fi Connect, because it also uses Network Manager. So yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I did connect my phone to the network Wi-Fi repeater, which is what we had configured under the device variables. And it's on Wi-Fi. And I said, what is today's date? It's on Wi-Fi. So it's working.
You show that when people is kidnapped, no?
Yeah, exactly.
With the newspaper.
Yeah, exactly. Hold up today's newspaper. So it worked.
That was
all right.
That was awesome. Yeah. I think it's the first episode that we do on time.
On time. Yeah, we made it right on time. Look at that. 10 o'clock, right on the dot.
I'm not used to that.
Maybe we can fake. We can fake it.
Yeah. All right. So
that's very good.
Quick recap of what we did. We deployed our Wi-Fi repeater project to a Raspberry Pi. It's pretty simple. I mean, it was literally a matter of one click to build the containers. I flashed the SD card. I gave it a new set of credentials to create an access point, a Wi-Fi network, and I plugged it in. It was pretty much as simple as that. The only thing you need is a Raspberry Pi and a USB Wi-Fi dongle. Get a good one though. They're cheap enough. They're about $10 US for even a good one. So, and that's about it, I think, for the episode. PRs are welcome, like you said, Tomas. Anything else, Mark? Mark, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. I think we are good. Actually, temperature on my room is still same. It's working.
Okay, good. That's still going too. Two wins today.
I needed to
two victories.
To have the project from last IoT Happy Hour up and
that's all right. Two wins on today's.
Two by one.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, maybe just to wrap up, we can mention to people who is now on the stream that Balena is hiring.
Yes.
Maybe you can mention the positions.
Oh, yeah. Yep, got it right there. So looking at the top, fleet reliability engineer is someone who is thinking about our customers that are fleet owners and making sure that we have the tools and products in place to support them, whether they have 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 devices on the platform. Let me bring my camera back. We were staring at the Pi again. And then full stack engineer developer tools. That's an internal developer tool construction position. So that's somebody who's building the building the framework and tooling that we need in order to support ourselves and our customers. Technical sales lead or sales engineer, you've seen customer success folks on the live stream with us before, both EMEA or Americas. SRE, site reliability engineer, responsible for keeping infrastructure that maintains Balena Cloud up and running, both, again, EMEA or the Americas. Or design your own role. Tell us what skill set you have. Tell us how you would fit in on the team, and let us know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So it was a very peaceful episode. That's really good.
Nothing.
Do you want me to break something?
Yeah, I was gonna say
please.
nothing went wrong. I don't know. I'm not used to this. All right.
So next week, if I can announce, we're going to talk about Edge Impulse and the Linux SDK running on Balena. So if you want to learn about Edge ML on Edge Impulse and Balena, don't miss the episodes. Just click subscribe, and there is a bell on YouTube. Just click there.
Oh yeah, gotta click the bell
to get a notification for the next episode. And that's all. If there is no questions, see you next week.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Have a good week.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.